In a dystopian future where the law is enforced by merciless judges, one incorruptible and relentless enforcer named Dredd takes on a dangerous drug lord who controls the city's slums. As they descend into a towering megablock ruled by violence and chaos, Dredd and a rookie judge find themselves trapped in a relentless battle for justice. And this is how it all began. The opening voiceover of the movie introduces the city's 800 million inhabitants, which stretches from Boston to Washington, D.C. Nuclear radiation has caused much of the world to be destroyed, and mutants with unique traits or physical flaws have begun to emerge. Most people live in megacities, where they reside in enormous buildings known as blocks. A group of judges serve as the police, judge, jury, and executioner to maintain law and order. In the next scene, Dredd is getting ready for duty. He embarks on a patrol on his lawmaster after Control issues a warning about 3 offenders driving erratically in Subsector 20. In the following scene, we see the drug slow-mo being used for the first time, and we learn a lot about it. The user had trouble returning to reality. He was so engrossed in the adventure that he was unaware that they were being shot at. Dredd follows one of them inside the mall after he escapes while still carrying a weapon. The guy who escaped captures a woman and holds a gun to her head as Dredd slowly walks towards him. He tells him to release the hostage, unharmed, so they can talk, and continues to tell him that he will spend the rest of his life in ISO-cube without parole for all the crimes he has done. If he does not agree, he will die. But the guy is not happy, so he tells Dredd that if he doesn't let him walk away, he will kill the woman. Dredd uses a voice command, Hotshot, to select the special round on his lawgiver. We see a flare, and the guy falls on the ground, dead. Chief Judge calls Dredd back to the Hall of Justice. The Chief Judge at the judge's headquarters asks Dredd to evaluate Anderson, a cadet, for acceptance into the judges. Although Anderson recently failed her academy exams, the Chief Judge is willing to subject her to a field test, given that she is a mutant with exceptional psychic abilities. Judge Dredd reluctantly consents to the field experiment. According to Dredd, Anderson will automatically fail if she receives the wrong punishment, disobeys a command, or loses her main weapon. When she replies, "I'm ready," he asks her again and states that her assignment is about to begin. When we first see Mama, she is in the bathtub. She has used slow-mo, and as she raises her arm, we can see water droplets separating from her arm in slow motion. Mama is so preoccupied that it takes Caleb, her second in command, several tries to get her attention and let her know that they're having problems. Mama mandates the execution of 3 residents of the block who have been illegally selling slow-mo. She demands that they smash that like and subscribe button. But no, in all seriousness, she demands they serve as an example, so they are skinned alive and drop 200 floors from a balcony. They are thrown over the balcony while under the influence of slow-mo at the suggestion of the clan member who manages the level where the victims originate. While responding to the crime, Dredd asks Anderson what she knows about it as they approach the block. Anderson tells him that the area has the highest crime rate in the city and has 75,000 registered residents. More than half of the residential area is classified as a slum, and unemployment is at 96%. A paramedic meets them when they get to the block and gives them a tour of the crime scene and information about the drug slow-mo, which causes time to seem to move at 1% the speed of normal time. The paramedic describes Mama's rise to power and the fact that she is in charge of the slow-mo operation using the computer and flashback scenes. As a former call girl, she injured her pimp by biting off his privates. She assumed control of his company before relocating to Peachtrees, presumably with her lieutenant, Caleb, and assuming control of the top floor. The 3 gangs that were already present, the Peyote Kings, Red Dragons, and the Judged, were vanquished as she worked her way down the block. He tells the judges where the main Mama clan base of operations is, which is level 39, where the 3 dead criminals were thrown from. When Dredd and Anderson get to the apartment door, they expect to see clan members inside. To unlock the locked door, Dredd uses an explosive device from his toolkit. The fight inside is being filmed in slow motion, with the occupants taking slow-mo, and we can see the rippling of flesh caused by the explosion's blast and the gunshots from the judges. Kay, an enforcer, was detained by Anderson, who then read his thoughts using her psychic abilities. She now understands that Kay murdered and tortured the 3 victims. Dredd decides to question Kay, and when Mama fears that he will reveal their entire plan, he seizes control of the compound's command post, locking it down and sealing all exits. Mama then launches a filthy, vicious attack on the judges that demonstrates her willingness to do whatever it takes to defend her drug empire. Anderson reads Kay's mind again, and she discovers that Mama is using Peachtree's block to create the drug slow-mo, which is quickly gaining control over the city. Dredd makes his way towards Mama, killing or removing anyone who tries to stop him, and declaring over the PA system that he is the law, not Mama, and that anyone who obstructs his duty will be treated as an accessory to Mama's crimes. At one point, Dredd uses an incendiary grenade from his lawgiver to burn 12 people alive, killing them. Mama summons the corrupt judges Lex, Alvarez, Chan, and Kaplan once she realizes that the judges are dangerously close to her penthouse. Following a 10:24 radio broadcast from the two trapped judges, the four enter the structure and relieve a group of judges who were planning to enter the compound from the outside. Chan realizes his cover is blown when Dredd runs into him and becomes suspicious because he doesn't inquire about Anderson's whereabouts. The two then engage in fierce hand-to-hand combat. With his own lawgiver pistol fastened to his thigh, Dredd shoots Chan in the foot before repeatedly belting him in the throat with the gun stock, severely crushing Chan's windpipe and causing him to succumb to suffocation in a matter of seconds. Before attempting to kill her with her lawgiver, Kay, who had previously taken Anderson hostage, confronts her and insults her. However, the lawgiver's DNA scanner doesn't recognize him, and it triggers a self-destruct sequence, causing the weapon to explode in his hand and blow off his forearm. Then, Anderson delivers a vicious, almost certainly fatal roundhouse kick to his temple, knocking him out cold. As Judge Kaplan approaches, Anderson quickly flees and leaves Kay to bleed to death. After reading Judge Kaplan's mind and realizing that her goal was to kill her, Anderson shoots Judge Kaplan dead. In another scene, Dredd shoots Alvarez in the head with a high-X round, which explodes instantly. Dredd stays hidden behind a brick partition wall after realizing that this was his final battle. Then, Lex launches a barrage of armor-piercing projectiles through the wall, one of which pierces Dredd's abdomen. Lex approaches to carry out the execution, but Dredd stops him long enough for Anderson to get a good shot at him from behind, instantly killing him. Mama's hacker gives Anderson and Dredd the code to her penthouse. They use this to breach the security gate and confront her for the first time. Mama informs Dredd that if she passes away, a device on her wrist will set off explosives on the top floors of the building, destroying the rest of it and killing everyone inside. Dredd forces Mama to breathe slow-mo before tossing her down the atrium because he believes the detonator signal will be too weak to reach the explosives from the ground floor. She drops hundreds of meters before slamming into the cement pavement below, instantly killing herself and disabling the wristband. Dredd and Anderson, both shot, exit the elevator to the front door. Following the incident, as the two judges leave the building, Anderson accepts that she failed her evaluation because she misplaced her main weapon and leaves, handing Dredd her badge. The chief judge inquires about Anderson's performance at that point, and Dredd replies that she was a pass. However, at the end of the film, we see Anderson walk out of the judge headquarters, holding her gear and riding away on a motorcycle, indicating that she is still a judge. Subscribe for more videos like this, and turn on the notifications so you never miss any of them.